This is the world today, the stories that made the headlines. U.S. mission in Nigeria commission condemns Kwara killings. IGP has ordered deployment of tactical operation to Kwara State. Still to come, Canada dispatches senior officials to open Greenland consulate. Gunmen shot Russian general in Moscow. Details shortly. Glad to know you're still with us for the rest of the news on the world today. In view of the devastating impact of feminine genital cuts on girls and young women, the global community set aside February 6 to create awareness on its dangers and the need to stop the practice. Those who spoke with Radio Nigeria called on government to ensure strict compliance with the law against female genital mutilation. Correspondent Adejoke Adebisi completes the story.
Female genital mutilation is a human rights violation that infringes on the fundamental rights of girls and women. The injury of female genitalia for non-medical reasons can have short-term to lifelong health impact on physical, sexual, and mental health spanning from childhood, reproductive years, and into old age. Data from the World Health Organization (WHO) shows that female genital mutilation causes multiple sexual health problems for the survivors, such as damage to a female's anatomic structures that are directly involved in sexual function, with its antecedent effects on the victim's sexual health and well-being. In April last year, the WHO released updated guidelines for focusing on the prevention of female genital mutilation and the clinical management of its complications. The organizations, which strongly condemns the act, tasked health workers to uphold the ethical duty of do no harm. Speaking with Radio Nigeria, a midwife, Mrs. Ayola Egbedele, called on parents to stop cutting the clitoris of their daughters, warning that the harmful practice causes trauma among other health problems.
It has so many disadvantages and very non-existent advantages. It can lead to infections in a girl child. It can lead to hemorrhage when the bleeding is too much. It can also lead to problems during childbirth. You can have problems with the reproductive system. You can have problems with the child herself. It also leads to severe cramping.
Mrs. Egbedele, who stated that the new trend of female genital mutilation practice, commonly referred to as the medicalization of FGM, was unacceptable, urging members of the public to report any medical practitioner found in the harmful practice to the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria for disciplinary action. Corroborating her view, a teacher, Mrs. Korede Babafemi, said education was integral to reduce FGM, hence the need for federal government to include it into the school curriculum.
There is a team to create awareness from one school to another to teach these students, to let them know about these female genital mutilations, how it can take a big impact in their lives.
Mrs. Babafemi said federal government needs to ensure strict compliance of the laws against the act and ensure that it is banned in all cultures across the country to bring an end to the practice. Also speaking, a mother who pleaded anonymity said her daughter was a victim due to the popular belief that the act prevents girls from being promiscuous.
The government should please engage the health officials and people that are relevant in that aspect to engage grassroots citizens in campaigning against the act and make life livable for women.
The housewife urged the federal and state government to protect the rights of women and girls from all forms of violence and abuse by enforcing law against female genital mutilation. The theme for this year's observance is "Our Voice Matters" in the global movement to end female genital mutilation. In Ilesha, Adejoke Adebisi for Radio Nigeria.
The chairman of Oyo State of Assembly House Committee on Women Affairs and Community Development, Dr. Olufunke Olajide, says everybody should strive for a community where girls can thrive without fear of being cut or mutilated. Dr. Olajide, who is also the key speaker at the occasion, stated this in Ibadan at the briefing commemorating the 2026 International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. She explained that FGM posed a great threat with its immediate and long-term complications, which creates psychosocial, emotional, unhealthy imbalance and challenges to the girl child. Dr. Olajide explained that the House of Assembly would ensure policies across administrations which would drive progress towards 2030's zero tolerance is sustained. One of the key stakeholders, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Dr. Kehinde Ayinde, pointed out that any act that is embedded in religion and tradition is always difficult to eradicate. Representative of the Oyo State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, Mr. Abiodun Olaikomo, emphasized the need for the media to create more awareness on ending FGM, while desk officers should be present in every local government where victims could report to. In a welcome address, the Executive Director, Center for Comprehensive Promotion of Reproductive Health, Professor Oladoshu Ojengbede, noted that as the world approaches 2030, the promise to end female genital mutilation stands at a decisive moment.
And now to the foreign scene. A high-profile general in Russia's military has been shot several times and wounded in Moscow. Report says Lieutenant General Vladimir Alexei was immediately taken to a hospital after the attack in a residential building on the northwestern outskirts of the city. General Alexeyev is a top official in the main directorate of Russia's military general staff, and he is the latest high-ranking military figure to have been targeted in the capital since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine began almost 4 years ago. He was placed under European Union sanctions after he was accused of being behind a 2018 nerve agent attack in Salisbury in the UK. Mr. Sviatlin Petrenko of Russia's Investigations Committee said the victim has been hospitalized at one of the city's hospitals, which said it opened a criminal case for attempted murder. General Alexeyev has played a significant role during the war in Ukraine, taking part in talks with Ukraine during the Russian siege of Mariupol in 2022. It is not yet known who was behind the shooting this morning in a residential block on the outskirts of Moscow.
Next on the foreign scene, Canada is set to open its first diplomatic outpost in Greenland in a significant show of solidarity following U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to take control of the territory. A delegation of senior Canadian officials, including Governor General Mary Simon and the Foreign Minister Anita Anand, and are presently traveling to Nuuk to formally open Canada's consulate, accompanied by a Canadian Coast Guard ship. Ahead of the trip, Governor Simon said in a speech that Canada stands firmly in support of the people of Greenland, who will determine their own future. Their visit comes amid a similar trip made by French officials who are due to open their own consulate in the territory the same day. Greenland has been on Canada's radar for some time, and the consulate was first announced in early 2024 when Ottawa reviewed its Arctic foreign policy.
And now to some entertainment gist. Let's join Rashida Makinde. And just before we do entertainment, let's get the heart of the matter. An intern from the University of Ibadan, Mercy Elem, in today's heart of the matter writes on criminalizing fuel scooping during tanker accidents.
Fuel from crashed tankers is fast becoming the norm across cities by Nigerians, with no regard to the danger this might cause the people involved in the act and the general public. A tanker crashed on the Liverpool Bridge Inward Mile 2 in the Apapa area of Lagos State, and the 33,000-litre diesel-laden tanker apparently lost control and overturned, in which it spilled its large volumes of diesel to the road beneath. In a twinkle of an eye, a mass of people rushed to the scene, scooping the product into buckets and other containers. If this tanker had fallen off the bridge, a worse disaster would have occurred. Numerous incidents of this nature in the past should have taught people a lesson. Sadly, this is not the case. In 2024, the Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC estimated that over 411 Nigerians lost their lives while attempting to scoop fuel from falling tankers. In January last year, at least 98 people got burnt when a petrol tanker crashed and exploded near Suleja in Niger State, while the people rushed to scoop fuel from the falling tanker when it burst into flames. What is evident is that people are aware of the dangers inherent in this venture, but they are still lured by the prospect of financial gain despite the risk in a lawless atmosphere. It is important for Nigerians to realize that financial status should not make them blind to danger, as it is common sense and natural human instinct to run away from danger. No doubt, many of the trucks and tankers plying Nigerian roads are rickety and not roadworthy. Some of them do not have functional brakes, good headlights, or good tires. Overloaded and carry more than the 33,000 litre and 30 tons capacity. Some of the drivers are either not licensed or drive under the influence of alcohol and hard drugs. Apart from death resulting from the scooping of fuel, the environmental impact of spilled fuel on the road is enormous, as the resultant fires and fumes affect air quality, which can be harmful to health. Tankers exceeding the 33,000 litre capacity limit must be detected and the owners sanctioned. Tanker drivers should be made to move only at night when the roads are relatively freer, while owners of these tankers must be made to pay hugely for any careless accident arising from the poor condition of their vehicles. Government need to phase out old trucks and tankers where there should be enforcement of the quality of tankers plying the roads. There should be emergency hotlines where people can call and report incidents of falling tankers or ruptured pipelines. When falling tanker incidents happen, the place should be immediately cordoned off to avert disaster. The Nigeria Police Force, NEMA, and the State Emergency and Traffic Response Team must collaborate with a view to responding promptly to prevent disaster when tankers crash. The National Orientation Agency (NOA) and other relevant government agencies should intensify enlightenment campaigns and issue warnings against scooping fuel from accidental petrol tankers. It is heartwarming to hear that the National Orientation Agency (NOA) is calling on the National Assembly to criminalize scooping from falling tankers. If this is done, it will create fear in the hearts of those who are fond of embarking on such suicidal mission. The message, with the involvement of traditional rulers, religious and social organizations in the rural areas, will have more impact on the people as they may not have access to modern means of communication. After all the warning and messages, people who still engage in it should be arrested and sanctioned to serve as deterrent to others.
That script on criminalizing fuel scooping during tanker accidents was written by an intern from the University of Ibadan, Mercy Elam, read by Remy Omolola.
Now we can join Rashida Makinde on entertainment news.
Many people say Ejala no be small fish. Hello, listener. Welcome to another edition of the Entertainment News for this week. This segment is where we bring gist and apropos from the entertainment industry for your pleasure. Come along with me and be entertained and informed. Thank God it's Friday. Nollywood actress Omotola Jalade Ekende has shed light on the rumored beef between her and her colleague Genevieve Inaji. The two A-listers were long said to be locked in a supremacy battle with fans who often pitch them against each other. While appearing on a podcast on a private radio station, the mother of four opened up about the long-standing rumor. In the interview, the movie star noted that the supposed beef began from fan narratives. She said they were both young at the time and were constantly compared with people trying to put one actress against the other. Jokingly, she added that they eventually had to catch up with the quarrel created around them. Ekende stressed that neither she nor Miss Inaji is the type to engage in fight or personal beef, noting that they were both too busy for such distractions. Tonto Dike has officially reunited her son, King Andre, with his father, Olakunle Churchill, after a decade-long split, a move she described as God-ordained restoration. Tonto Dike made this known in a statement, pictures and video capturing the moments on her official X handle within the week. The actress attributed the reconciliation to divine intervention and personal growth. The actress had previously shared an account of her liberation from years of personal struggles with smoking, alcohol addiction, masturbation, and uncontrolled anger during a testimony at Streams of Joy International Church. Wow, this is such a heartwarming and very sharing news, cause there's nothing like bringing families together. We wish her well in this new phase of her life.
Thank you, Rashida Makinde, for that entertainment news.
And to end the news on the world today from the stable of Radio Nigeria, a look at the main stories. The United States has condemned the deadly attack on communities in Kaima local government area of Kwara State as conflicting casualty figures emerged from the incident that has sparked national and international outrage. IGP has ordered deployment of tactical operation to Kwara State, and we also brought to you that a high-profile general in Russia's military has been shot several times and wounded in Moscow.
That's it on The World Today. Join us on Monday for a fresh edition of the program. Rashida Makinde edited. I am Tobiloba Delano, and from my colleague
Stephen Agbaje, do have a blessed weekend. And we'll now take you to Abuja for our next program.